Hey, what's going on, you guys? Shantae from Blacks Uplift. It is really time for us to lift up. So, very emotional week. Extremely emotional. We had two black men killed by cops. One, they both were on film. One got Facebook live stream in front of a 4-year-old and his girlfriend. And the other was in front of a convenience store of some sort. He's selling CDs or DVDs or something. One in Baton Rouge and the other, I think, was in Minnesota. And then right after that, there was a retaliation. 5 police officers were killed in Dallas. Crazy. A lot's been said since then. There's a lot going on, a lot of emotion, a lot of rage. Whites and everyone upset, and people are, upset police died. And then for that, you had a whole bunch of sympathy and anger with the black men dying, and just a bunch of dumb comments, a bunch of not understood. Well, there's just people not understanding what Black Lives Matter means. Well, they want to argue all lives matter, which is a true statement. All lives do matter. Any life matters. But Black Lives Matter is a different meaning. It's not trying to demean or put down other lives like ours is more important than theirs. That's not the point and purpose of Black Lives Matter. You got to understand that. That's a big point. Instead of trying, well, white lives matter, Hispanic, no, everyone, their lives matter. But what makes a huge difference in what we're trying to get across in Black Lives Matter is, even though his life wasn't taken at the time, from Rodney King when they first start videoing someone being abused by law enforcement, all the way to Simeon Rice, who was gunned down by officers in less than a few seconds when they arrived on scene in an open carry state with a kid in a park playing with a toy gun. There's still no one to be accountable for that. Now, when it comes to Black lives, what we're saying is, every life matters, but there's a lot more justice when it's white lives. One white officer lost his job because of a girl screaming she didn't want to take her belt off in jail, and it turned violent where she resisted. I saw resistance. She resisted him. Well, it should have been a female officer. No, when an officer's doing his duty, it doesn't matter if it's a female. You can't go in that jail cell with the belt and hang yourself, or else the department can get sued. So take it off. No, a whole bunch of whole bunch of fighting. That man lost his job for doing his job because it was a white girl. And I mean, if you want to go, 2 cases, if you leave comments and you really want me to get the information, I'll do it. One case, back in the day, 2 black guys lure another black male with a white girl who he supposedly talked to. The white girl lured him there. They murdered that man. 2 black guys. Well, the one black guy murdered the guy, but the girl called him there, set it up, knew about it, everything. Another black guy got involved to help get rid of the body. They all get sentences to life. Another case, and I was watching this on TV. Another case, black girl lures a black man. Well, she goes, has him open the door. Black men get him. They take him out. They kill him. She set it up. Now, out of every character that's in all these cases, Don't know how, but the white girl's out of jail. Everybody else that got involved got life sentences. They still, even the one who just got called in to help get rid of the body, and he shouldn't have, but still. But then the white girl somehow, some way, gets something in her case where she's out, but everybody else is still doing time. Two separate cases though. The black girl in this one, she's the worst person in the world. It wouldn't have happened without her. She set it up. She did all this. She did all that. 90 something years to life, blah, blah, blah. The white girl did the same thing, called him over, set the whole thing up. Wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for her. But she's out. So there's a difference. There's a huge difference in the justice system with blacks and whites. Now, when it comes to these officers killing black men and black people, and there's no conviction, there's no one standing up for saying, hey, it matters. Yeah, they can't just keep killing you guys when there's sometimes there could be a different resolution. It matters. You got whites get justice way more than we do when it comes to these. So that's the meaning. It's not saying that your life is any less than ours. It's saying we want justice. We want people to say that we matter, and not that they could just get off and just say, hey, doesn't matter. He did this. Well, the kid had a toy gun and kind of pointed it when he turned it. So the cop should have shot him. It was an open state and it was a toy and he was in a park. There's no common sense. Come on. There has to be common sense. So that's what it is. It's not about saying one is more than the other when it comes to life. It's about saying we matter. Where's the justice system? Are you standing up for us? Law enforcement, where are your leaders? Where are the chiefs and all these people who need to stand up and stop this action? No one's stepping up. That's what that means. Step up, say we matter. Quit trying to take it all literal and throwing it under the bus. Now, when it comes to the white officers, well, they weren't all white, but when it comes to the officers who died in Dallas, I will say, killing is not the answer. But then I'm going to turn right around and say, what is the answer? Someone respond, what is the answer? There were protests. When Rodney King was beat and the officers got off, no, that was a beating. You say what the hell you want to say. He was resisting. No, he's getting his ass whooped. And they could have easily stopped and assessed the situation, but they got all technical and got these animals off when they know dang well that the LAPD for a long time hired Southern people, Southern men to come here to oppress blacks and do what they did. And I've been in situations with LAPD. I apologize. I'm not a cop hater. A lot of times I see things other people don't see when they see the videos. And a lot of times it was justified. Other times it's not. I've been a victim of police brutality. I was a police officer. Law enforcement, a lot of my friends are police officers. I still love the job. But I'm not going to sit here and say that there's not things that need to be fixed. So, understand, since Rodney King was on camera, since other videos have come to surface almost every other day, a new police brutality or excessive force case against a blacks dying, there's not a lot of support from the administration and law enforcement to say we won't take this from our officers. There's not a lot looking at yourselves. There's not a lot of the judicial system convicting the wrongdoings against blacks. So what is the answer when we protested, we rioted from LA to Chicago, Ferguson, we back from the Watts riots? All has to do with law enforcement. You're not saying that there's something going on in here now? Let's think about it. Then there's a lot of peaceful protests. There's a lot of violent protests. But what has changed over that? Nothing. Now 5 officers get murdered in retaliation. What do you think it's going to come to? when there's no one else stepping. It's not like you leaders or the system is trying to say we're going to make a change and do something about it. What's the answer? Let me put it like this. I have a friend who's white, law enforcement. First thing he said, Obama got those 5 officers killed. Dang it, Obama. He wants to blame Obama. He's in law enforcement. But what happens if no one from the police department responds and we just stay home when stuff happens? So entitled. Nothing we do is wrong. We're right, they're wrong all the time. And that's the mentality that needs to go. And I put it in the form of a relationship. When you have a man and a woman, and just say that woman is screaming to that man, listen to me. You're not trying to come to me. You're being abusive. You're not understanding of what I need. All these things, you're just ignoring me. And then he says, it's your fault. It's your fault when this happened. It's your fault when that happened. I know I'm doing right. I know this and I know that, until it's too late. She leaves or she snaps. She screamed the whole relationship and marriage to listen. Please understand what I'm trying to get through to you. Why don't you say you love me. You say we're in a relationship. You say this is equal. You say you hear me, but your actions speak otherwise. You show no support. Something's going to come to head. Because the guy doesn't want to listen. He's still doing what he wants to do. Still seeing things his way. Still going his route. Not stopping and saying, is there something I'm doing wrong in this relationship? Is there something I can do different to help this relationship become a better and more efficient and loving one? Is there something in me that I could possibly be doing instead of blaming her all the time? They don't look at it like that. They look at it like it's all blacks. It's all this. It's their actions. But they do treat that side chick a lot better. They do all that stuff. So, meaning, when it comes to themselves, and they can have a different perspective, and they can come at things differently and not so aggressive and not so harsh when it's whites. That's all we're trying to get across. We want to be treated the same way. We want equal. We want to know that you've taken all the steps you can before it comes to shooting us, and not just letting that be the first step. I'm going to give you part 2 of this issue. A lot of law enforcement, wait, let's go back to the relationship. So now, the day the officer killed the guy in the car next to his girl, he sat there with the firearm on it. You got to make sure officer safety is still a big thing. So he sat there, and whatever the case, and when it finally all broke down, the officers are sitting there, and they are consoling him, hugging him. It's going to be okay. He's all, fuck, why did I fuck? And they're consoling him. It's going to be okay. While this woman just lost her boyfriend right in front of her. He pretty much died and sunk over on her shoulder. There was no consoling her. You know what? Her 4-year-old thing, that shouldn't have happened in front of you. This was a bad situation. Oh my gosh, he just got killed in front of you, and it's hard to understand what you're going through, but we're trying to get this. Nothing. Still treated her like day one piece of shit. Get in the car, get down, whatever. After they figured everything was cool and wasn't any more officer safety issues, still no one went to her to say, hey, here's the chaplain, let's talk. Are you okay? Do you need some assistance, man? What's wrong? No, not what's wrong. What's really are your emotions? We're here. You're not alone. We apologize for the situation. We're going to try and fix it. No, they just went to the guy who did it and hugged him. Relationship, conception. Work on that. Now, 2, a lot of departments are hiring. They want to hire guys with college degrees. These guys who've I've been on my own for a very long time. I made a lot of financial mistakes. I've made human mistakes because I had to do it a lot earlier than a lot of people. Now, these guys going to college, they don't have these. They have their white family supporting them still. They got all this thing. They go in their cookie cutter. Easy thing. So there's two issues here. Black men are very underrepresented in the police departments. And that's a fact, and it's study that since 2007, there's been a decline or no growth at all with black men being hired as police officers at the same rate as whites, which are the biggest, Hispanics and Asians, which have both grown. Now that's a huge problem. They don't know us. So now you get these cookie cutter guys who coming out of college and they couldn't get the job they wanted, but the police job is fun. It seems like it's action. Give me a gun. I have authority. Never been challenged. Now when I tell you to do this, you do this. And then they go, they've never been around blacks. They have never been in a black neighborhood. They've never dealt with things the way we do in the hood. And the day they do get that challenge, you've been taught if it's an officer safety issue, this and that, and your life's in jeopardy, you shoot. And someone says, fuck you. Get out of my face, bitch. I'm not doing shit you say. You know what? That's going to happen no matter what. White, black, Hispanic, Asian, doesn't matter. How do you handle it? You've never dealt with anything like that in a little perfect world. Now all of a sudden it happens, and then the first thing you want to do is you're used to dealing with white people, so you deal with that a different way. But someone black with that aggression and this and that, you can't. So now it's, life is threatened, and it goes to a different level. These guys are not ready for that world. They haven't been trained for that world. There's nothing you can do to train them till they've been there for a long time, maybe been through some courses and dealt with it. But when it's straight up and this and that, oh my gosh, their world is, oh, and that's how they, I have a gun. You didn't listen to me in the first place, man. Stop, dude. You got to get better training. There has to be way more. That's a big issue right there with not working with blacks. Another big issue. So, coming down to all of that, understand there has to be change on all levels. And all lives do matter. You're correct. A life matters, period. But we're just saying we want you guys to show us that we mean something to you with the judicial system and the administration who's in charge of the guys that are out there trying to police us. We need the support to say we do matter when we die in the street. When we get, there's an excessive, an officer brutality case or excessive force. We want them to say, no, it matters. What the hell are you doing? No, he's suspended, or this happened. Something would not just, hey, you did it. You shouldn't have fought, or you shouldn't have did. No, there's still better ways to handle it. And you show that with white citizens all the time. Let us know we matter. That's what it's about. Now, real quick, which is a bigger problem, but it's a different problem. Blacks, period. You gotta be different. One, the guy at the convenience store. If you have a gun on you, I know they tackled you. I don't know the whole story. I can't sit here again. I'm law enforcement, so it's different. I don't know, was he fighting to get to the gun? I don't know. There's a lot of questions I can't answer. But I will say, if you're black and you have a gun, stop. Don't fight. Just put your hands out. Say, I have a gun. Just take me, handcuff me, put him in the position to be handcuffed and let it go. Don't fight. That's stupid. You're giving him a reason. Now, all I'm going to do is articulate, well, hey, I was holding his arm and he kept trying to go towards the gun. He kept trying to go towards the gun and his arm slipped and he was getting to his pocket. So I shot. Articulated why I felt my life was about to be threatened if he got his hand on that gun. So don't be mad about that. Stop fighting in that stupid shit, man. Come on. Now, when it comes to each other, we want to sit here and talk about how these officers kill. Black lives matter, but also do that within the community, because there's a lot of blacks that kill blacks, way more than officers kill blacks. Freaking deaths, all of you can turn on the news. There's a shooting here. This will happen here. Kid died from a bullet going through the garage, shooting at the father. Those are black people killing black people. So don't sit here and act like the big thing is these white officers are making our world upside down. No, we fucking our own world. And there's still a lot of work to do there. So don't get outside the point that there's still work to do within ourselves. That I'm going to leave. I have one more case I want to talk about, and that's the Hispanics when it comes to blacks. So I'm going to save that one. But right now, for all the talk, the officers. Oh, and I never did answer the question. I asked the question, what can be done? And it's kind of like, yeah, support from the judicial system and the administration and these law enforcement departments. Also, we need unity with white America. We need white America to stand with us and say, hey, that was wrong. That's wrong. This needs to be fixed. This should be fair. Because when we stand together, we show unity as a community. We show unity as a country. And as a people, we are all Americans. And we are very divided. But when it comes to being fair, we're going to have issues and this and that, but let's at least stand together. And that's from law enforcement, judicial, white, black, Hispanic. We're Americans. This is our country. We make it what it is. And right now we're making it a shithole. But with unity and work and showing the importance of our brothers and sisters as Americans, we can make a big difference. But we need white America to step up and not just say, well, he fought. Because you can go to any Facebook post right now where you show a black person with excessive force or killing. The majority are racist whites leaving very disrespectful comments about how that person should have died, how this should have happened, how that should have happened. The minority are any whites that at all, if they even step up, no, that was wrong. We need to change that. We need to show the majority being supportive and get that minority to those racist assholes and let them go about their business so we can show that, no, we're united. We don't need the bullshit that you're dealing. We're united as white and blacks and we're getting this together. That will make a huge step, because then when we face Congress, when we face the judicial system, we're doing it as one, they're going to listen a lot more than just a bunch of complaining black people. We need to be together as a country and unite as white and black and do it together. That's going to make a huge difference. So this is Shantae, Blacks Uplift. We need to lift up. And again, I love all you guys. We got to do better for us and get it together. Because once we do better for us, we'll get our community together and we can start working on other things that really need help. And the bigger things that need helpers within. But this is a big issue that needs to be discussed and dealt with also. But the within thing is serious. All right, you guys, love you. Get at me.